Good evening everybody and welcome back to the gaming channel and to this week's instalment of Streaming Tuesdays. Do you like my t-shirt? It seemed appropriate given what we're going to be doing this evening. Who have we got in the chat room? Dalek San is here, welcome. And Lewis joins us as well, welcome to you. I can see there's four of you now, it was five, one of you's tuned out already. That one person just went, nope, not for me. The shunting joke just was the limit for me. No, this is not my cup of tea. I'm going to avoid this like the plague. Thank you for playing. Goodbye. I've just realised something. Alexa, desk lamp on. That's a good idea. Sort out the lighting after you go on air. Where's the failure bell? Here it is. Never mind. Anyway, Ekage is here but doing other things. That's all fine with me. I am perfectly happy that you are here doing other things as well. That's totally fine by me. Shall we get right into this? Let's get into the game. So, what are we doing this evening? Well, what we're doing this evening is having a play with these two. Over here is number 9, treble 20, Evening Star, which was the last steam locomotive built for British Railways. And over here is number 66779, which is a Class 66 diesel locomotive, also named Evening Star. It was the last Class 66 locomotive built in America for use in Britain. And it is owned and operated by GB Rail Freight. So, two locos that share a name. Both were designed for freight transport, as you can see with these rake of coal wagons behind the Class 66 and a rake of similar wagons behind the steam engine, which is a 9F, a big heavy-duty freight loco. And incredibly advanced and retired well before its time, in my humble opinion. The Evening Star is a loco that is often bandied about in the preservation movement as being built for preservation. They literally built it, hence the name, so it could be preserved. It was the last steam loco that British Railways built. Now, you may remember that for the last few weeks we have been trying to prove the point that only I seem to believe, which is that steam traction is far superior to modern traction. And we've done this now in two ways, and we're going to do it in a third and final way this evening. The first way we proved that steam is better than modern traction is by having a race from Milton Keynes Central with a Duchess class steam locomotive against a class 390 Pendolino, and the steam loco won that one, proving therefore that steam is better at express passenger haulage. We then did a time trial with a steam locomotive pulling a suburban passenger service from London Euston to Tring and back again. And we proved, well, actually we proved that the modern traction was better because it could do it within the timetable. But apart from that, I think we can all agree the steam loco was more fun. Now, do you know what? I can't justify that. It's 1-1 to steam and modern traction. Which is why we now have a tiebreaker event. My question is, can a steam locomotive, in this case number 9 treble 20 Evening Star, beat a modern freight locomotive in a race from here at Preston, or just outside Preston, up Summit to... Now, hang on a minute. Where are we actually taking this? I just need to remind myself. Hardendale, which is just over Shap Summit, and has a big freight siding there, because there was a quarry there at one time. There may still be, I can't remember. So my question is, can the steam loco do that trip faster than the Class 66? Well, no, obviously it can't. That would be stupid. There is a reason we don't use steam locomotives anymore, and it's just not just down to the dwindling coal supply. Or can it? It's because what I have set up today is slightly different. Because I will be driving both of these trains. I will first be taking number 66779 Evening Star with a fully loaded coal train to Hardendale and shunting the wagons into the siding. And I will time that journey on my mobile phone, which I will now demonstrate here. There we are. That I will be timing it on my mobile phone. I will then do the same journey again with the steam loco and aim to beat the time I've set in the Class 66. Can it be done? Well, I've given the 66 some handicaps. Not many, because I've been accused of cheating. I don't like being accused of cheating. So for this race, we will be doing minimal cheating. The only handicap I've given the Class 66 is it will be taking the default route that Train Simulator tried to set between the 2 points, which is through all of the goods loops with the 25-mile-an-hour speed restriction. The steam loco, when we repeat the race in, well, probably about an hour, will be able to just go straight through on the down main line. So it will have the advantage there. The steam loco also has another slight advantage, which we'll get to later. And I am aware we are now 10 minutes into the stream and we've got a lot to get through, so let's crack on and start this race. So first thing we want to do is turn on the lights. Where's the light switch? I can't see the light switch. It's around here somewhere. Anyway, just step out and check. Yep, that's lovely. Then we move the reverser forward, and in a moment we'll get the... There we go. That is incredibly loud. Is that at 50%? Yes, it is. Good. Okay. Now, release the brakes. I'll just wait for the brakes to sort themselves out. There we go. Should be fine. Okay. And then the brakes. The brake levers on the 66 are weird. They're more like kind of... yeah, they're release... apply, and then they sort of sit in the middle. So that's why they look a bit weird on the rail driver console. Just check the windscreen wipers are working. I shouldn't need those because it's a beautiful day outside. We'll open the window. It's a nice sunny day out. We'll do this in style, and we will begin the race as soon as I open my timer. In 3, 2, 1, go! Off we go. Takes a moment to get going, the 66. There we go, we're on the move. Slowly but surely. Come on, come on. And we're leaving the steam loco behind. We'll be back for her later. Oh, wheel slip already. That's good. I should also point out, I have put a brake van on the back of the modern train, as well as on the back of the steam train. Which isn't prototypical, but we're doing this properly, damn it. You should have a guard. Right, anyway. Let's get a move on through Preston Station. And... is it Preston Station? Hang on, I can't even remember now. Hang on. I believe it's Preston. Yes, it is. There we go. I know what I'm doing. See, wheel slip again. Let's see what's going on in the chat room. Fighting with the YouTube subtitles and losing. I'm sorry, I will try and talk a bit slower for you. Doctor says, hey Matt, super sorry I'm late. I was busy in Source Filmmaker again. Oh, you've made something cool. I'm excited to hear about that. Lewis had a proper GCSE exam today and thinks he did brilliantly. Congratulations. There we are. Freight train, Ace of Riddles, is basically any train that carries goods. So it's that could be anything from containers to coal, which is what we're pulling here, mineral wagons, and anything that is moving goods rather than people. 1 minute and 52 seconds is what it's taken. The current estimate is we will arrive at 11:21 and the time is currently 10:09, so just over an hour. Let's see. Monster of Monsters is here and says, something tells me the diesel may have a quicker start but could be slower than the 9F. Well, there is a big sign in the cab that says max speed 75 miles per hour. An Evening Star doesn't have one of those in her cab. Just saying. Anyway. Does the brake van have tea and biscuits? Well, it would if it was my brake van, put it that way. Okay. I'm just going to open the throttle all the way. Again, the throttle lever is a very American-style throttle lever. It's a bit different from what I'm used to seeing on British trains. This is a very American setup. Right. Wait, is the... It would help if I took the parking brake off, wouldn't it? Yeah. Oh no, it was off. Okay, sorry, I just ballsed that up for no reason. Never mind, we won't worry about that. I'm going to set that to goods, just so I remember. Don't touch those, because it takes forever to get it started again. And we're just rattling our way over the points, and then we can just accelerate up and out of the station. There we go. It does say the 9Fs could reach 90 miles per hour. Well, going up Shap, I don't suppose they will, but the early section of the railway, we might get that high. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we get on. I'm not finding the speed at which we're travelling very encouraging in the 66, I have to say. But bearing in mind that the line speed right now is 80 miles an hour, it's taking us a long old time to accelerate up to that speed. So I don't know. We shall see what the pulling power of the two is. The trains are about the same length in terms of distance. I think the 9F has more wagons total because they're shorter. So I don't know what that equates to in weight because the simulator doesn't give you that information, but it should even things out somewhat. But I don't know, we'll see. 38 miles an hour and that's 5 minutes. This is not encouraging. Oh dear. Now I know for a fact there is a goods loop up ahead that we've got to slow down for, so that's just not great. In fact, you can see in the distance there a flashing yellow signal, which is telling us that we're about to go over some points into the goods loop. So we're just passing, just coming up to rather 45 miles an hour. We're going to have to lose 20 miles an hour in a moment, so... There we go. AWS working. That's good to know. That's the other thing. I don't believe Evening Star will trick the AWS. I could be wrong. Actually, she might be fitted with it, but we won't have to muck about with testing it. We can just go. So, it should speed things up somewhat. We are approaching 50 miles per hour. That's 50. There's a 25 mile an hour speed restriction coming up in just over a mile. So what's been going on this week? Well, Fallout Who, the first episode came out on the channel on Monday? Was it on Monday? Yes, yesterday. It must have been yesterday. What did we all think? I'm quite proud of that, I have to say. Yes, she is fitted with it. I'm just not sure whether the she's fitted on it with it in the simulator. Is what I'm getting at. I'm not sure how detailed the modelling is. She might well be. I'm not sure. I can't remember off the top of my head, because some of the train simulator models, if they're old enough, don't take into account things like AWS for some reason. But yeah, this one may do. I'm not sure. Okay, 25-mile-an-hour speed restriction coming up. So let's apply some brake. We won't apply it all the way, just enough to just take the edge off the speedometer. Yeah, it became mandatory after the... because they were... Be quiet! AWS was rolled out quite quickly after the Harrow and Wealdstone disaster, and I believe that was in 52. So by rights, Evening Star would have come fitted with that as standard. Whether that's modelled in the simulator, I'm not sure. There we are, 25. Let's open up the throttle again. Don't want to lose too much speed. Let the brakes off fully. There we go. That's it. It is extremely loud, and that's with the game volume at 50%. I've turned it down for that reason. I may just adjust the PC feed ever so slightly, just so it's a little bit quieter. I mean, it's supposed to be annoyingly loud, because the idea is it's meant to wake you up. But I don't know. I may not have needed to give the 66 this handicap. It may struggle up Shap. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know, we'll see. Like I say, I have got a trick up my sleeve for the steam loco, so we will see. Anyway, I've got chamomile tea today, which is nice. And I do love this t-shirt, by the way. I do all my own shunts. I bought this at the National Railway Museum over the Easter break. Genuinely hilarious. Ah, there we go. Chamomile tea. Oh no, I'm speeding. That's not ideal, actually. I really would prefer it if you didn't do that. There we go. Oh no, we're doing it again. I'm just wiggling levers at this point. I don't know off the top of my head whether the loco involved in the Harrow disaster had AWS fitted, but it was one of those things where the British Railways were reluctant to kind of roll it out nationally because it was an expense and they didn't think it would be needed. And then the Harrow and Wealdstone disaster happened, and suddenly the need for it became a lot more. It became a higher priority to roll it out nationally. So then everything had to have it fitted as standard from then on. But I believe there was a primitive form of it used by the Great Western Railway as early as the 1930s. Because the Great Western Railway always did lead the way in these things. So, you know, it wasn't new technology, but AWS was the kind of the pinnacle of the technology. At that time, anyway. It was an improvement on the GWR system, which was called something else. It wasn't called AWS, which stands for Automatic Warning System. I'm sure I've told you many of this before. Yes, the LMS did get a version in the late 40s. But again, it wasn't rolled out as standard on all new locos until after the Harrow incident. And at that point, every locomotive or train had to be fitted with it as standard. And as a result, any steam locos that operate on the national network today, in the same way that they have to be fitted with AWS as standard, they now also have to be fitted with something called GSMR, which, if you look over to the left here, that little box with all the colourful buttons there and the numbers, that is, in fact, that may not be a GSMR. In fact, no, hang on. No. Okay, I don't think a GSMR is modelled in this loco, but it's a little bit like that. And what it is it when you press the button on it, it connects you to the signaller automatically. So anything operating on the national network has to have one of those now. But not this, apparently. God, the acceleration on this is dire. I did set this up and give it a try with empty wagons, and then I thought to myself, nah, empty wagons is cheating. We want to do this properly, damn it. Now, is there an automatic speed control? There is on the loco, but it's not modelled, because that button doesn't do anything. So that's fine, not a problem. So we are just going to accelerate up to our top speed, and yeah. I'm glad you liked Fallout Who, Doctorus. I'm quite proud of that. Yeah, it wouldn't be much of a test if we just went rocketing up Shap with an empty train. It's not much of a test. So, yeah, we'll do this properly, damn it. Dee. All of the buttons. The simulator of this particular railway does not do it justice by any stretch of the imagination. Whistleboard coming up. You can't really hear it in the cab, but what I did sounded like this. I've got to say, I'm not a fan of diesels at all, which has sort of been the point of this whole little mini-series, but I do like the colour scheme they picked for this loco. It's a nice little nod to preservation history, and it weirdly suits the loco. I really like it. And they've even gone all out by fitting a proper nameplate and sort of dedication plate under there as well. It is a lovely job, and this model for the simulator looks really nice. I like it. The bell doesn't work, unfortunately, which I'm very sad about, but it is a lovely model nonetheless. Yeah, you can DM me what you made, Doctorus. I probably won't get round to watching it till after the stream, but I would love to see it. So please do. That's taken us 15 minutes. We've got 50 miles to go. There's another goods loop coming up in a minute as well. Well, I think the idea was, with naming the 779 Evening Star, was the last one to be built. They're manufactured by, I can't remember the name of the company, but it's a company in the United States, and this was the last one they made for it to be exported over to Britain. I think because it was the last one, they wanted to do something a little bit special and a little bit different with it. Hence why it's got the different name. I think it's a really nice little touch, actually. I'm a big fan. We are nearly at 60 miles an hour. My one saving grace here is that the steam loco will be able to just accelerate and keep going. although it does have its own handicap, but which then becomes an advantage. But we'll come to that later. $60 miles an hour. Oh dear. Yeah, the line up through through Carnforth and Oxenholme and up Shap and over to Carlisle is genuinely the most stunning railway I've ever travelled on. No, that's not true. The most stunning railway I've ever travelled on is the Fort William to Mallaig railway over Glenfinnan Viaduct. But this is particularly special, this railway. And I think this route is about 10 or so years old now, so it just doesn't do it justice at all, but it is gorgeous. Thoroughly beautiful railway, this. Now, Shap is the highest point on the West Coast Main Line. I can't remember if I did these facts, but it is 914 feet above sea level. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that for the moment. There will be more information to come. Now, how are we doing? We are just ticking over 50 miles, so less than an hour we will be hopefully there and ready to roll. Now, bear in mind, the timer will only stop once we reach our destination and reverse into the siding. So we will lose a couple of minutes doing that. The rail driver thinks I'm doing 104 miles an hour. I wish I was. It doesn't seem to register miles per hour correctly. It seems to think that a mile is slightly longer, or slightly shorter rather, than it actually is. So it does just become more and more out of sync with what's on the screen as time goes by. It's not an unsteady climb up this bit, but I could do without it. I believe there is a goods loop coming up in the next sort of 5 or 10 miles. I can't quite remember. It's been a while since I drove the route, so... What's a good Fallout mod to play? Well, I'm biased, but Fallout New Vegas is pretty good. Tale of Two Wastelands, if you own Fallout 3 and all of the DLC as well, that just basically takes the two games and mushes them together, which leads to some pretty epic adventures with the same character. It does mean that if you play through the entirety of Fallout 3 and then start New Vegas, you're horribly overpowered by about the mid-game of New Vegas. But it is a good mod. I recommend it. Apart from that, I'm not sure I know any. I know there's all sorts of crazy mods. Like there's another YouTuber I follow called Many a True Nerd who has been using a True Random mod to do an utter chaos run of New Vegas, and what that does is it randomizes all of the models and the creatures, all of the doors, so nothing leads where it should and nothing is where it should be, and it just makes for a very weird game experience. So that may be your cup of tea. Not sure why the view zooms into that in particular, but sure, whatever. We'll roll with it. I'm just playing with the horn because it's something to do at this point. If anyone has any questions they want to shoot at me, now would be a good time. Because we've basically got nothing to do until we come to the goods loop, which is some way off still. Desperately trying to reach 70 miles an hour. Will we manage it? I don't know. This, by the way, has taken us 22 minutes so far. That'll be the goods loop coming up shortly, so I'll keep an eye on that. I am just filling out a little thing on my notepad here, just so I can make a note of all the times. For no other reason than I want to do things properly. Okay, there is a 15 mile an hour speed limit coming up. That is quite a drastic change. Throw the brake all the way back then. Yeah, my model railway, it's still assembled in my mum and dad's garage. My plan eventually is to kind of convert the loft into a little room space so it's a bit warmer, and then from there look at actually putting a railway up there, but kind of doing it around the edge of the room, so I've got room to store stuff underneath as well. So you know, that's the plan. Whether it will work or not, that's another matter. It may be the model railway has to go on hold until, well, you know, for a number of years, but we'll see. Hopefully. Not too long. I can sort that out. It's not a priority at the moment. Big priority is sorting out my little bedroom, to be honest, because at the moment it is very cold in there, and poor little Ellie gets very cold. And I am now speeding by quite a lot. This is not great. I believe all the brakes are released now. Yep, brilliant. And just, oh, I was going to say we can coast it through, but no, we can't coast it through because we're on a slight downward gradient and we can't have nice things. That'll do the job. Yeah, I've got a plan. What I want to do is do a like double track main line, sort of around the edge of the room, with a through station that that has a bay platform in it as well, and maybe some little loops where it's a bit like what we've just gone over, where you can park trains in a fiddle yard and then move something else around. And then crossovers and stuff, so you can do interesting things. My friend Zach is a nut when it comes to railway signalling, and particular model railway signalling. He's got plans to produce like I think either quarter or half scale block instruments. So I may have to look at doing something with those as well. I'd like to do a proper, like, because you can get like proper miniature signal lever frames now that have the little release catch, so you can build like a proper signal box thing. So I'd like to do that, or at least around the station, so I can you know, operate things properly. But I don't know. We'll see. It's an expensive thing to be doing, and you know, we're looking to start a family shortly as well. So you know, we shall see. The model railway may go on hold for a while, but I've got ideas, and it's ideas I want to bring to fruition, because I've got all my 00 gauge rolling stock still packed up, and I want to play with it. Damn it! I only really get to play with it if I take any over to my friend Dick's house of Biggest Little Railway fame. He lives in Milton Keynes as well. He's yeah, lovely guy, Dick. I haven't seen him for so long. I must go around there at some point. Okay. Come on, let's accelerate. I think that is the last goods loop now. I could be wrong, but I believe it is the last one. Or not. Why is that going off? Hang on a second. I need to look something up. If I've missed one, that could be a problem. No, that all looks good to me. No, not sure what's gone on there. Well, I'm not going to worry about that too much, but apparently something has upset it, so it might be there's a big speed limit change coming up. The line speed reduces to 75 rather than 110, so that's maybe why it's complaining. We are just coming up to Lancaster now, so I'm going to make Lancaster a timing point, if I can. There we are. So we'll make a note of all the times that this has taken. And I've just realised I'm still in the map view, and that is not very interesting for you guys. Imagine driving a bus in Train Sim. Be very boring. There are derail physics in Train Simulator. You can turn them off, but I like to have them on. Because you never know what will happen. I have taken a corner a bit quick before and come off. It is possible to do. Oh, we're going downhill now, so we'll pick some speed up here. This is where the steam loco will come into its own, because we'll be able to just leap down this hill, gain some speed, and everything will be lovely. Yeah, everyone remembers the Tea Time with Matt stream where I derailed it. Yeah. The problem is that's a narrow gauge railway. The turns are really tight. You cannot speed through those corners. It is not advisable at all. So we are just coming through Lancaster now. Or at least it looks like we're coming through Lancaster. Oh. Look. The game had a panic there. Don't worry, we're all good. Okay, so it's 90 miles an hour through here. This is Lancaster Station. We're going on through road, so we don't even need to slow down. This is a beautiful place to do it, and as we touch the platform, I will mark that as a timing point. So that time is 31 minutes 31 minutes and 19 seconds. There we are. I have made a note of that on the diagram, which is not very neat, but we're going to keep this properly. Imagine if the physics break and the train just flings into the sky. It has happened. Train Simulator Classic, as it's called now, is not a stable game by any stretch of the imagination. It doesn't take much for it to have a fit. Yeah, if you Google Train Simulator crash compilations, that there are videos out there of the train just flinging itself into the sky. It does happen. Hello, what's that sign? Poor adhesion site. Uh-oh. That's not great. Prepare for wheel slip. What if the train just crashes and rolls over a mountain then? That's the kind of thing where if it starts rolling down a hill, it just pings off into space. The physics in this game are janky as hell. I mean, they don't have to be all that good, because at the end of the day, they're not supposed to really go anywhere. You know, it's a game that is designed to simulate you being on two rails, so you coming off is not really essential. So yeah, has been known to happen. Now, is that a red signal for me or for... No, I think, yeah, that's the line coming off there. That's the issue there. There we go. Ignore the missing scenery assets. Ooh, that's quite pretty. Now, here's my question. Is that meant to be the coast? Because it looks like it might be. Over the level crossing. Yeah, that looks like the coast to me. Hey, very pretty. Nearly 70 miles an hour. So that's taken us 34 minutes. And I believe our next big station is Carnforth. Now that railway, where does that go? Morecambe, okay, yeah. Right, yeah. Okay, yes, so that is the coastline we're running along at the moment. So coming up is Carnforth, which is where they filmed Brief Encounter, which was filmed in... It was during the Second World War, I believe. Another level crossing here. It just goes straight through it. It doesn't act like the water is a physics object. The game just assumes the water is not there. So, yeah. Because it doesn't need to have water physics. That's the thing. It doesn't need them. Oh, we are now speeding. That's okay, alright, that's alright, I don't mind that. More of that, please, yeah. More speeding. No. Coming up to Carnforth here, which is the headquarters of West Coast Railway, the West Coast Railway Company, which is one one of the charter operators. This is known as Steam Town around here, hence why they've got a... I believe... No, it's not the only one, because the North York Moors have one too. But it's a working coal tower. Carnforth there. That is the railway off to Barrow-in-Furness and Grange-over-Sands. If you're a Thomas fan, Barrow-in-Furness is where the Isle of Sodor joins the big railway. Little factoid for you there. Can trains blow up? No, they can't blow up. Although some of the more advanced models of steam locomotive will, what's the one I'm thinking of here? Will fail the game if you don't clear the cylinders, for example. Like the Steam Sound Supreme models, if you don't clear the cylinder or the drain cogs, it will throw up a message saying you failed to clear water and the cylinders have exploded. So it doesn't show that happening, but it will tell you, no, I can't drive that, mate. It's broken now, and it will fail the game. Which is quite clever. Right, we're starting to get into big climb territory now. So this is where the steam loco may suffer. But if we gather enough speed on that run through Lancaster and then up through Carnforth, we should be able to get up this climb quite nicely without too much loss of speed. See, this is managing the climb quite nicely. This is where I think the diesel loco has an advantage. It can do the hills a lot more efficiently. The steam loco will struggle. But again, we got a thing for that later on. But I think Evening Star, the steam loco, will manage a climb like this. It will struggle going up Shap, I think. I'll be interested to see how the 66 handles Shaps, because that is a big... I can't remember how big of a climb it is, but it is particularly harsh. It is very steep. Like I say, highest point on the East Coast Main Line. It's 900 feet above sea level at that point. And bearing in mind we were just at sea level, more or less, you're climbing about a kilometre. No, not a kilometre, sorry. You're climbing, almost 1,000 feet. I'm not sure what that equates to in real money in terms of miles, but I always get the conversion wrong. Was on the first ice train on the then new track Cologne to Frankfurt, says the dude abides. The driver's cabin door had a window, so if you were in the front carriage you could watch the whole journey through it. That is cool. That is really cool. I wish more trains in the UK were like that. I think the only place you can do stuff like that is the Docklands Light Railway, which is you can sit at the front of the train because it's operated by a computer, but there is the option for the driver to sit in that seat, and there's a little control console you unlock and open up, and the train can be driven from that console then, but most of the time it's driven remotely. So it's all done by computers. Oh god, we've been speeding for absolutely ages. Let's see, we're doing about 4 miles an hour over, which... Okay, let me know what you guys think. Should I add a time penalty for that? Or shall I just say, that's fine? It was only like sort of 3 or 4 miles an hour over. I don't want to be seen as unfairly weighting this challenge in favour of the steam locomotive, that's all. I mean, I totally am doing that, but I don't want to be seen to be doing that. Time penalty because I'm mean. Okay. What sort of time penalty do we think? In that case, how are we doing? Where are we right now? We're not far from Oxenholme now. Yeah, it's sort of up and round the corner here, a few miles away. There we are. We're back at 75. No cows died. Your secret is safe with us. Okay, that's 1 vote for, 1 against. 1 million years. Okay, I'm not doing that. That really is cheating. No ducks either. No ducks. No one died as a result of that that speed infraction. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna let myself off for the very simple reason that I think we're gonna struggle to maintain 75 miles an hour up Shap. So 200 years. Sure, 200 years. Let's split the difference and call it 1,000. "43 minutes it's been now. There is a real possibility that I will not be able to finish this challenge by the time the stream's due to end. Oops. Gonna be a late finish tonight, guys. Because normally I try and wrap these up by about 9:30, but it might be a late one. You smacked that one guy on the track and I saw it and approve of it. I mean, no. Oh dear. 25 miles. See, it's estimating that I will be in the siding in about half an hour's time. I'm hoping I can knock some time off of that estimate, but we'll see. Challenge would be much easier with Smokey Joe. Yes, yes it would. Yeah, I think the steam loco's going to struggle up here too. Again, this is on its own quite a big climb. Now dock's a million years and let's pay a visit to Jurassic Park. Oh God. Oh, hello. What is that telling me? Am I about to go into a good sleep again? Ah, yeah, it's putting me through the damn good sleep. Oh, no! I did not mean to do that. I didn't mean to do any of that. Oh, well, that was dumb. I could not have picked a worse possible place for that to happen. Oh my God, that was stupid. Okay, well, I can't do anything about that for the moment. I'm just going to have to hope for the best. Well, there's my time penalty. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh, no, 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 no. Well, we've proved the AWS is working as intended, if nothing else. Will we be able to start on a 1 in 111 gradient? Yeah, let's, right. Okay. Take the key out, pop it back in. Okay. Okay, now it will let me take the brakes off. I said now it will let me take the brakes off. Or not. Hang on a minute. What am I doing wrong here? Right. I don't know what the problem is. I know it's very unhappy with me about something. I can't tell you what. Put the parking brake on. I don't know what the problem is. Oh, well, I've ballsed this experiment up. Hang on. Let's try turning the engine off and on again. Set everything back to default, and then do I have to let it spin all the way down potentially? That's Gordon Bennett, this is a nightmare. I can't believe I've done this. I mean, the engine is still revolving. That's what it means. It's revolutions per minute down there. Parking brake was on. Brake overcharge button. Have I overcharged them? I can't see what the issue is actually. Set everything back to manual. Come on, start. Hang on. There we go. Okay, well, I've got the engine started again. Let's try just removing the key and popping it back in. Oh, that seemed to do something for a second there. Oh, come on, what's the problem? Why won't you come off? What have I done wrong? I've done everything. What's the... Ah. No, it's not the problem. No. Oh, that seems to have done something. Or not, might be a mirage. Oh, it's all gone to pot. Any buttons up here that I should be pressing? No, I don't think so. No, that all looks okay. No alarms. Oh, I don't understand what I've done wrong here. Break demand. This might call for a manual look at. Try putting in a phone charger. Right. Okay, hang on a minute. We're going to switch back to the studio for a second, because I'm going to go look up the manual. I'm completely lost. I don't know what's wrong. Let me... Oh, dear. Every minute we're sat here is time we're wasting. This is pointless. This is absolutely pointless. The clock is still running. I'm doing this properly, because I feel like this is a fair test. Yeah, fail bell. Right, hold on a minute. Class 66. No, that's not it. Manuals. Here we are. Class 67, class 68. Don't tell me I've not got a manual. Ugh, God's sake. Hang on a minute. To Google. Here we are. Manual, class 66. Let me see. Yeah, I don't care about the liveries. I just want to see what happens when you break it. See, that one's there. Reverse handling now. Okay. That does nothing. Function reversing handle, yeah, that's fine. Nothing in this manual is in any way helpful. Only thing I can think at this point is, now hang on a minute, break demand. What am I doing wrong? Am I sure it's plugged in? No, I'm not. Oh. Bother. Hang on. Right, hang on. Let's see. Oh, it's not that simple, surely. Oh. No. Have I tried switching it on and off? Yeah, I actually have. And we can try it again. Wouldn't hurt, I suppose. Let me see. Oh, I've broken it completely now. Can I reverse? No, I can't do anything. It will literally won't let me take the brakes off. Now it won't let me start the damn thing. Hang on. Let's turn it off and try again. Come on. There we go. It started. Ah. Hang on. I'm going to go away and look at the manual again. Hang on. Here we are. Let's see. Have to release the brake manually to your left. You'll see the brake levers. Yeah, that's fine. You need to equalise the brake system. After your train's come to a stop, desounding cancel. Close your power handle, make a full application of your locomotive brake. Place your direction, select the center position, make a full action. Okay, I think I understand what that's trying to tell me. So, right, okay. So, right, close the power handle. Done. Make a full application of your locomotive engine only brake. Right, done that. Yeah, make an application of your train brake and hold that position, watching your brake gauges until no further movement is indicated. Place your direction in the centre position. Yep, I can do that. It's fine. Okay. Come on. Oh. No. Ah! No, that doesn't work either. Okay, let me see. What it does, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Manually hang on. No, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, let me see here. Ha! Right. Well, I've ballsed up this experiment. This I literally don't think I can start this again. I don't know what the problem is, but it doesn't want to let the brakes off. All I can think is that what have I missed? What could I have missed here? Just check through all of this, make sure there's nothing over here. No, I don't think so. Those definitely don't do anything. No, okay, that's fine. Yep, AWS is cancelled. Right. Cool. So, 1 hour, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I give up. So what have we learned? Well, what we've learned is that steam locos are a lot simpler to drive. Yeah, I don't know what the issue is here, but I'll tell you what I am going to do. We're going to record that was a 1 hour, 2 minutes and 30 seconds that we broke it at Oxenholme, or just before Oxenholme, and then we'll see how quickly the steam loco can do it in. The estimate of the of Train Simulator was that we would get there by about 11:23. Now, I can't remember for the life of me what time we left. So, it's about an hour. So what we'll do, we'll come out of that. We don't need that. Screw that. We're going to go in and then we're going to try again with the steam engine. And hopefully that will go better. Although I don't hold out much hope. Well, that's ruined my lovely experiment. I'm thoroughly disappointed there. But yeah, that took 1 hour, 2 minutes and 30 seconds to get to Oxenholme and break down. I think we were about 45 minutes by the time the problem solving needed doing. Hang on a second. Just realised that my camera isn't focusing properly anymore. No, hang on. I've got a thing for when this happens. There we go. Right. Let's go back in. And we'll try this again with the steam loco. Oh, dear. That is thoroughly irritating. I'm so sorry about that. Fingers crossed for the steam loco having a better journey. Well, let's hope so. It can't be much worse. Let's put it that way. Okay, let's just double check. Right. So, back into the game we go. Yeah, useless. Bloody. This is what I mean. Steam locos, much better. Way less hassle. So, I believe that lamp code is the lamp code for a fitted mineral train, which is what this is. And yes, it is full. Lovely. So, we've made a note of all our numbers. Not that it's in any way relevant now, but we will do this properly. So, reverser forward. I'm going to turn the sander on preemptively because I know this is prone to wheel slip. We'll open up the drain cocks and let's let the brake off as well. Let's see. Oh, hang on. That's better. I've turned it back onto simple mode. Here we go. And we will watch this departure from ground level, I think. And, oh, we're rolling backwards, so let's get this moving in 3, 2, 1... Fingers crossed for the steam loco having a better journey. Let's hope so. See how much more exciting that is? We're already having a much better time. This is just facts. Some wheel slip there. Just wait and make sure my train is fully complete, which it looks to be. Excellent. And there we go, complete with brake fan as well. Lovely. You were useless. You deserve to remain where you are. Right then. Close the train cocks, don't leave them open. I'm just going to quickly switch back to the desktop view because I've just realised that I have closed my studio window, which is not ideal. I'll just turn that off for a moment because we're not running, so I will allow it. Let's see, hang on a second. Create, go live, that's it. There we go. Right, okay. Normal service has been resumed. We're back. Okay. Bloody hell. Right. Okay. Come on, back in. There we are. And resume the timer. Hello, people of Preston. Farewell, people of Preston. You see, already we're having a much better time. It's right, that's taken us 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Let's close the reverser slightly. Let's see if we can pick up some speed. Don't want to do too much at this point because we are following the speed limits for the points and the like. So, but we're not limiting ourselves to 75 miles an hour. I have met a couple of fans of the channel in real life, a while ago now. Yeah, I mean, mostly people I know become fans of the channel, but I have met a couple who knew me from the channel. We are speeding ever so slightly through the points there, but we're on a straight line now, so I'll allow it. That's fine. Here we go, climbing out of Preston. Now this journey already is going a lot better. We're having a much better time, the loco looks better, the train is working better. This is just lovely. We're having a lovely time. I have no complaints about how this is going. It's, I mean, I would like to be going a little quicker, admittedly, but you know, let's focus on the positives here for the moment. Such as they are. I think when we go through Lancaster, we will pick up some speed, and that will help us at the other end. So we need to beat the Class 66 to get to Lancaster within the next 25 minutes. And then if we do that, we're on to Oxenholme, where the observant amongst you will have noticed we have to stop. And I'll explain why in a minute. Or in half an hour, more accurately, when we get there. Have a look from the track side. See how much more fun that is? Can the amount of carriages slow you down? Yes, it is down to weight. You know, a light loco will obviously move a lot more quickly than a loco that's carrying a bunch of wagons or carriages behind it. So yes, it can absolutely be affected by weight. How are we doing for speed? 35, not great. Now I wonder if we get rid of the sander, whether that will improve our situation any. It may well do, actually. No, that's the opposite of what we wanted to do. We want to be gaining speed. Yes, the amount of carriages does slow you down in the game as well. Already at 35. Yeah, I think we were going a bit quicker in the 66 by this point, but let's not look a gift horse in the mouth. This is fine. Oh dear. Oh dear. Right. Wind the reverser back a little. No. Doesn't like it when you open the regulator all the way. She complains. $37. Shall we have a look at the guard's eye view? Yeah, see, this is much more fun from the back. You get to see all the railway. You get a great view of the train of the loco at the front. It's brilliant. Being a guard is great. Oh, now here's something we want to check. I don't think they've modelled the AWS. No, in fact, they haven't. It is conspicuously absent. Oh, well, that's one less thing to worry about. 38 miles per hour. Smidgen more, perhaps? Would be nice if we could get a little bit more speed up. Now, see, before we had to slow down to 25 miles an hour here, so task failed successfully. I think we're going downhill now, so we'll pick up some speed here, hopefully. That's it. There we are. 40 miles an hour. Due into Oxenholm in a little over half an hour. Come on, more speed. We can do better than this. "42." Rude. No. Not like that. There we are. Come on. We're slowing down. We shouldn't be slowing down. We're careering down a hill at a rate of knots. We should be speeding up. What the hell? What the hell, game? Confucius say, when you never reach minimum speed limit, no need to slow down. Exactly. The back of the train might still be going up the hill. True. True, yes, that is a fair comment. Come on, let's get up to 50. I would like to see you do 50. This was a lot easier when the wagons were empty. "48. Come on, a little bit faster. Yeah, I know you can do it. Where's my level crossing at? There it is. Tell you what, let's sit at the crossing and watch the train go by. There we are. See, we picked up quite a bit of speed there. I'm quite happy with this. This is quite a good arrangement. I am not in a bad place. Nearly 50 miles an hour now. And we're climbing again, which is good. Just say, when we start descending into Lancaster, that's when things will get interesting. This is what I'm trying to prove, though. You should still be seeing stuff like this today. Because everything was just better. When we had steam locos, everything was just better in every single way. I mean, we didn't get places as quickly, but who needs to get places fast? Oh dear. no, we're losing speed again. No, no, easy. Easy. No, 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 no. That's better. There we are. So all about the little adjustments, folks. To be fair, fully loaded goods trains didn't rush around the network quite like they do now. You know, it's... There wasn't as much traffic on the railways. Everything was slower. Yeah, you could... Weirdly, you would have ended up with more capacity on the railway back then, because everything moved more slowly, which meant keeping things in signalling sections was easier. Now, the signalling sections were further apart, so it kind of compensated, but signalling sections are relatively small now compared to what they used to be, because it's all done from a computer. So everything balances out. No. See, we're losing speed again. We don't want to be doing that. That's the opposite of what we want to be doing, actually. Thank you. I mean, we're doing a consistent 48 miles an hour. I'm reasonably pleased with that for a freight train. I mean, at this point, to win, we've just got to make it to the end. You know, that's the bar. Which is a little bit embarrassing for the modern locomotive, but shouldn't be so complicated to start it. I looked away from the I looked away from the AWS for a second, and I pressed the button when it went off. It just didn't take, because I was in the map screen. Who's shoveling the coal in, Matt? That is my invisible fireman, Dave. Say hello, Dave. You're doing a cracking job there, mate. Keep it up. His shovel's invisible too. 49 miles an hour. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Other way. That's it. There we are. Oh, getting up Shap is going to be interesting. Like I say, I've got a thing for that, so I'm not too worried. Get Dave to push. How are we doing? We should be not far from Lancaster now, I would have thought. Oh no, we are still a significant distance away from Lancaster. Although, no, we're about halfway between Lancaster and Preston. It's not too bad. Bearing in mind the Class 66 did it in just over 30 minutes. Miles per hour! Now, we've not made it up to 75 yet, but give it a chance. Making tiny adjustments at this point. She's happy with me opening the regulator all the way, which means we're going to make some progress now. I hope. Have a look over the rolling fields. The anti-aliasing is turned off because I like having a decent frame rate. like I said earlier, the real railway in real life is stunning. Dave is slacking. Oi, Dave, more coal! Get a wiggle on. Hang on a minute. I can look at how well Dave's doing. Steam generation rates, climbing, steam usage rates, not sure. Let's see, boiler pressure 162 psi, boiler water level, he's putting water in right now I believe, fire mass of 1700 pounds, sorry. He's doing okay, keep up the good work, Dave. I believe that's a water scoop, but there aren't any water troughs on the route, so not in any way helpful. 53. Come on, we can do this. I love the whistle. I love everything about this. Keep Dave away from the whistle. Stop playing with the whistle! Right, a little bit of a climb coming up, so we may lose some speed again, but 54... I'm happy with that. This isn't going too terribly. I saw the real Evening Star in the National Railway Museum last week, which is tremendously sad, because when we say that loco was built to be preserved, I don't think it should have been as a museum piece. These locos had a working life of about 25 years. Hang on, I can tell you exactly when Evening Star was built. She was built in 1960, and I believe withdrawn from service in 1967. Or around that sort of time. So, good nearly 20 years still left operating. Very, very sad. She should have been preserved in working condition, but what can you do? But she, sadly, she is languishing in the in York in the National Railway Museum. There's some. While it's interesting to look at the history, and I understand keeping things like Mallard and the original rocket in their original condition, because they are historical. In the condition they're in currently. I don't, I'm afraid, understand stuff like Evening Star being stuffed in a museum. There's no reason they could not be out there working on preserved lines or even on the main line. I mean, you can't run a 9F on the main line. They're just too bloody big. nowadays, but you can't do it. But yeah, yeah, you can't run a 9F on the mainline railway. It won't do the corners. They really don't like the corners. But no, there's no reason you couldn't have that running on a preserved railway. Steam engines are meant to be run. It's just sad seeing them, you know, stuffed and mounted like that. Yeah, that is shocking, actually, that the Mallard was not even considered for preservation when the end of Steam came about. You know, these were all bought by private owners, I believe. I know Flying Scotsman certainly was. I'm not entirely au fait with Mallard's history, but I know she wasn't sort of earmarked for the preservation movement by British Railways. It was criminal, the end of Steam, really. They took locos that had 20, 30 years of working life left. Well, maybe not 30 years, 20 years of working life left, and cut them up. I mean, if you were going to do that, why build them in the first place? It's a horrendous waste. I mean, I'm not going to sit here, I'm going to be serious just for a moment. I'm not going to sit here and say that steam locomotives should still be around. Compared to modern diesel and electric traction, steam locomotives are horrendously inefficient. But they're much more fun. And the thing is, when stuff like the 9Fs were being built, and the British Railway Standard classes, it was generally agreed within the industry at the time that steam locomotives were on the way out. The modernisation plan goes back to the sort of 1950s. And yet they kept building new steam engines to take them away and cut them up less than a decade later. It's nonsensical. It's genuinely nonsensical. I don't understand it. The issue with running a steam engine is when you run it, you add increasingly more damage to its inside, which then means you have to overhaul it, which these days costs way too much. The thing is, back in the day, an overhaul of a steam loco was actually fairly cheap because you could mass reduce the parts, especially with the standard classes. The parts were all interchangeable, so it wasn't as expensive. Nowadays, you have to have everything specially made, so you can't mass produce, you can't mass overhaul locomotives in the same way. But back in British Railways' day, an overhaul wasn't that expensive by comparison, because all of the parts were on the shelf, ready to go. But, you know, it's not the world we live in anymore. Here is that nice hill down into Lancaster. I was hoping we'd pick up a bit more speed than this, to be honest. I would like us to get up to 75 going through here, in theory. Come on, what's the hold up? There we go, that's more like it. No. 55. Come on, can we do 60? Can we get to 60? 56. .8. Okay, we need to set a lap time here. Hold on. Right, as we come into the platform. Ready. .30 minutes, 1.46 seconds. That is a full minute and 18 seconds faster than the Class 66. Just to prove it, if you look on the close-up camera now in the bottom corner there, that's the 66's time, that's the steam loco's time. I think I have made my points. No, come on. We need the speed. We need the speed to be climbing through here. Really, 57. We're doing 57 miles an hour. No, hang on. Sorry. I've snookered myself by 2 seconds because I hit the lap time twice. I actually did it in 29 minutes and 59 seconds. I've lost 2 seconds. We'll go with that one. That's fine. We'll go with that. 17 miles to Oxenholme. Oh, we're really shifting. So in conclusion, yes, the Class 66 had a disadvantage in that it was going through the goods loops, but it had better acceleration. It took way less time to get up to sort of the speed we're doing now with the Class 66, and it still was a minute behind where we are now. Now I know that's taking into account braking, but the acceleration on the 66 is really, really good. And it's still a minute slower. It's... Steam Train's just better in every single way. Level crossing coming up. Coming through the coast again. Very nice. Coming up the Carnforth shortly. 58 miles per hour. Oh, check this out. There she goes. I'm just so happy. Oh. Just over in the distance there is Grange over Sands, which is I've got very fond memories of because it's where my nan and granddad went on holiday a few times. And I did a steam tour along this route from Milton Keynes up to Carlisle, and then we came back via the Cumbrian coast route through Grange over Sands, and it just brought back so many lovely memories of that place. And it's a beautiful town, Grange over Sands, and you've got the railway that kind of sweeps through with the bay looking out the sea. It's absolutely glorious. They do smell better when you put the windows down. Now, we've got a big climb coming up to Oxenholme, 14 miles to go. I'm not too worried, but I am just going to keep an eye on the boiler pressure, as I get the feeling we will lose some speed going up the hill there. But once we get to Oxenholme, I've got a thing. we are storming through Carnforth here. This is where the climbing starts. I'm not worried. It's fine. About 13 miles to Oxenholme now. It's that little bit. That's all we got to do now, and then our next objective. There we are. Through we go, through Carnforth Station. For those of you who weren't with us earlier, Carnforth is well known because it was the location where they filmed Brief Encounter, which still stands up. Looking at the map kills trains. Good point. I won't do it again. 12 miles to go. Big climb coming up. Big climb. The boiler pressure has been holding beautifully steady, actually. I'm very pleased thus far. Dave, you've been doing a good job. Keep it up. We are going to start losing some speed now, I think. That's it. No. Losing it again. Come on. Just the reverser. No. About there. That's it. There we are. I think we are going to lose the speed, but as long as we stay moving and we don't lose it too quickly, it's probably about manageable. I wish I knew how long this climb went on for. Now it looks like it sort of evens out in about 1.5 miles. So if we can keep our speed through there, we get to the top, we should be alright. It's not a massive climb up to Oxenholme from what I remember. There's this little bit here. I think it was round here that we stalled the 66. I say stalled. Broke it. We broke the 66. Less than 1 mile, we start descending again. So we've only lost a few miles an hour. That's not too bad. I'm quite pleased with how that's gone. All things considered and being equal. 39 minutes. So we packed in the attempt with the 66 at 1 hour and 2 minutes, and that was just south of Oxenholme. So with the additional 20 miles, if we can do it in about 1 hour and 20, I would say we've done a good job. Here we are, coming up over the summit of that climb, and we have a nice, gentle slope now all the way down. There we are, we'll start picking up some speed again now. .51 miles per hour. We're 9 miles from Oxenholme. Around 12 minutes away. I just like the whistle. Oh, I'm sorry to hear you had a bad day, the dude abides, but I'm glad we made it better. But thanks for joining us, and I hope you can find out what happens in the highlights, or in the replay, I should say. We don't edit these; we just leave them where they are. A day with a train makes the day better. Yeah, I think so too. Oh, someone dropped something upstairs. My wife is home. 54 miles per hour. Another climb coming up. I don't think it's been simulated that realistically, to be honest, but in theory, repeated blowing of the whistle does drop your pressure. Hang on, let's test this. Well, that did nothing to the pressure gauge, so I'm assuming it has not been non-modelled. No problem, Doctorus. Thanks for coming. I'll see you again soon. 7 miles to Oxenholme now. Open the regulator all the way, because I think... Actually, this might be the climb where we ditched the 66. Little awkward, but never mind. Little way to go. Here we go. Another climb. And she's just leaping up them. No, we're not going to run to the back of the 66. That's over. We've cleared that. I believe it will never run again either, which is sad because we've only got one now working A4 left in Sir Nigel Gresley, because Union of South Africa has now been stuffed and mounted. The owner doesn't want to run her anymore. Mallard, of course, is in the National Railway Museum. Dwight D. Eisenhower and Dominica of Canada are in America and Canada respectively and don't run. So Sir Nigel Gresley is the last one, I believe. It's kind of sad in a way. Such an iconic loco. The A4. It's one of my favourites. Magic. We are tackling these climbs really, really well. I'm so impressed. I genuinely thought the speed would just drop off, but it's coping remarkably well. Oh, that would be interesting. Yeah, I don't know much about the American sort of preservation or new build community, but that does sound interesting. In new build, Niels, we're getting a P2 at some point in the next decade or so. Prince of Wales, built by the same people who built the A1 Tornado. So that's quite exciting. P2 is a funny looking thing. It's the smoke box is kind of sloped backwards almost. It's got a very weird shape to it. It's not beautifully streamlined. It's a fascinating design. Can't wait to see one working. 4 miles to Oxenholme, tackling this climb beautifully. I'm not worried about Shap at all. No trouble at all here. Three miles to go, still doing 50 miles an hour. I'm having a good time. Yeah, it must be around here that the 66 conked out. This is starting to look very familiar. It's such a shame we didn't get to finish the run with the 66. And I'm going to say it's 50-50 my fault and the simulator's fault. Because, yeah, I ballsed up and I let the AWS apply the brake. But it should let you start again. I don't know what went wrong. But I am reasonably happy with how this has gone. Like I say, we beat the 66 through Lancaster by a full minute. That's pretty good going. Two and a half miles to Oxenholme. Yeah, it must have been around here, because I've got those flashing yellows again. Which were for the Oxenholme goods loop. Which is fine. No issue with that. Yes, it was about here that we conked out. So we've already got further than the 66. And we've done it in 49 minutes and 4 seconds so far. Now we are losing a bit of speed, but I'm not too worried because we have to stop at Oxenholme for reasons that will shortly become obvious. Neither of those things. I will explain. There we are. So we're about to cross into the goods loop, so I'll ease off the regulator and just give it a little bit of brake. There we are. A little bit more brake. Not too much though, I don't want to lose the speed completely. It's a 15 mile an hour limit into the goods loop, which is fine. Perfectly okay with that. Because it gives me time to talk about my thing. Oh, we're coming in a little bit hot actually. It's okay. You know what? 30 miles an hour through there, I'll take it. It's a little bit of a wobble, but it's fine. Right, now, The reason we have a stop at Oxenholm is because back in the day, big, heavy trains could not make it up Shap with a single loco attached. So what they did was they had a banking engine that would run up the summit with the train, come off at the summit of Shap, and then run back down to Oxenholm. Which is why we've got a banking engine sitting here waiting for us. Because it's prototypical. That's how it would have been done, so it's how we're doing it. And yes, I am aware we are speeding through the goods loop here, but not to worry. Just coming into Oxenholm Station. Need to be a bit tactical with where I stop, actually. So let's see how we get on. As long as it's in the platform, I think that's probably fine. I think there's possibly a shunt signal we need to be aware of as well, maybe. I'm not sure, though. I think if we call it about there, that'll be good enough. About there, maybe? Oh, no, not quite. We're beyond the signal. That's it. Come on, a little more. Ignore the floating signage. And stop. There we are. We got the signal. Perfect. Right. Bring her to a halt. Lovely. Right. And then we stop here for the allotted amount of time. And then, as the guard, it will be my duty to back us onto the loco. Yes, it is an IVAT 2MT. Okay, so we've wound the reverser back. As soon as... Okay, we'll let the brake off, and then I will give 3 blasts of the whistle. And away we go. Not quite that quick. I can hear the wheels spinning at the back there. That's fine. Because we've got to back it up and pick up our banking engine. Let's say 54 minutes and 9 seconds for Oxenholm. Oh, wheel slip all over the place again. Hang on, what? Is it? It's not set the route. Why is it not set the route? It should have set the route. Why hasn't it? Oh. Oh, bugger. That's annoying. It's not. Surely not. No, no. Oh, well, bloody hell. What the... What the hell was the point of all that then, game? Okay, fine. I guess we're not doing this with a banking loco after all. Never mind. Sorry about that. Let's go. I have no idea why the game has done that. it's just doing it to piss me off, I think. Perhaps if I move forward a bit, it will sort itself out. I'll just keep an eye on the points and just see if I go a bit further beyond the signal, whether it will then let me couple up. No, it has not run very efficiently at all this evening. I would go as far as to say I'm thoroughly unimpressed with how this has gone, to tell you the truth. Well, we are well past the signal now, and no, the points have still not changed. Well, that's fine. We will just... I guess we will be tackling Shap 1 Loco. That is really annoying, actually. Oh well, I guess we're going to find out how efficient the 9F really was. And obviously we can't now call it a day within the reception siding at Hardendale, so we're just going to stop next to it and call that a day. If we can. I would say my concern is less about the ability of the loco and much more about the fact that prototypically there would have been a banking engine on the rear. Now, that would probably be an issue when there was poor rail adhesion. There shouldn't be poor rail adhesion because it's not simulated. Or it certainly isn't in this scenario. I don't know if the simulator takes it into account when it's raining, but I'm just not 100% sure whether she will do the full climb on her own. It would just have been nice just to have the little extra oomph from the back, so to speak. But we're climbing 1 in 100 now, and she seems to be quite happy. It's going to get steeper though, so I am also mindful that it's nearly 10 o'clock and I have to get up early tomorrow. So I will say, if we make it up to Shap, we will call that a victory and end it there. It is a slow and steady 25 at the moment. We're now doing a 1 in 200 gradient and still accelerating. I think slow and steady is going to be the order of the day here. Quite enjoying the guard's eye view here. It's gonna get steeper. Got the sander on because I think that's going to be necessary all the way to the top. And you can see from the line diagram there, it gets very steep. 'As the name implies, it dumps sand on the rails to give you more grip. So if you think sand, quite gritty. Metal on metal, quite slippery. If you dump sand on the rails, it gives you a little bit of extra grip. We're doing 35 miles an hour nearly and still accelerating. Currently 1 in 130. Oh, why did I ever doubt you, you gorgeous machine? One in 130, and I believe it's going to get steeper very shortly. Yes, you would need a lot of sand, and the nice thing about this is it doesn't realistically model how much sand you have. It just assumes you've got an infinite supply. In fact, if I close the regulator for a moment. Oh, that's actually working beautifully, as it turns out. No, it's not. We'll put the sander back on. I'm much happier with sand on the rails. The way I see it, the sand is now a replacement for the banking loco. See where we are on the map now. Quite a distance away from the summit still. The summit is up here. And we are down here. So there's still quite a way to go. And a lot of climbing to do. .42 miles per hour. I don't like sand. I do! I do, because it's currently helping me tackle sharp on my own. 43 miles per hour and still accelerating. 1 in 106. It's gonna get steeper. we are starting to lose steam pressure a bit, which I'm not too happy about, but we'll make it work. Now, imagine how gorgeous that view would be if it were real life, because it is gorgeous. It's a stunning bit of railway, this. Okay, we are starting to lose speed. We're doing 1 in 106, so that's 1 foot every 106 feet. Sheep! We are starting to lose some speed more now. I don't think the gradient's going to let up anytime soon. But if we're careful with how we manage the boiler pressure... Yeah, we want it to climb. That's good. That's what we want. If we lose a little bit of speed, it doesn't matter too much. The aim of the game is to keep the pressure steady enough that we keep moving. Because if we stop... we're knackered. Let's open her up a bit. See if we can claw some of this speed back. Yes. I think doing a hill start would be nigh on impossible. The train is just too damn heavy. If you sat there and wait for the pressure to build up long enough, you might start moving, but at that point, you may as well give up. I am nowhere near skilled enough at driving that I could get this thing moving on a 1 in 106 gradient, I suspect. There we are, we got a nice steady pressure again now. We're not losing it. Still 1 in 106, we're doing 37. I am happy with that, 37. I am very happy with that. How are we doing? Where are we? Still quite a ways away. We've done about a third of the journey, I would say. Maybe a little less. Or a little more, rather. Alright, the gradient's levelled out a bit. So we might get a chance to pick some speed up here if we're clever with our controls. Yep, 37 miles an hour. No, opening it up is not the way to go. Gently does it. 1 in 399. I think, yeah, there's a nice downhill section coming up. Okay. Nice downhill section, which in real life is a thoroughly gorgeous part of the world. So, yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy the view, folks. Come on, pick some speed up. I mean, ignoring the motorway to our right-hand side there, this bit, with the hills and on a beautiful sunny day, is a gorgeous view. The simulator just does not do this view justice. It is truly stunning up there. Absolutely glorious. Okay, we're going to start climbing again in a second. We're not gaining much in the way of speed, but I'm quite happy with how things are. I suspect the fire issue is just the limits of the AI fireman. It's not intelligent enough to fire it more efficiently on hills and the like, so it doesn't know to build the fire up because there's a hill coming up. One day I will stop being lazy and I will learn how to fire these manually using the simulator. But as it stands, we're stuck with Dave, the invisible AI fireman, and he is doing his best under the circumstances. Starting to climb again. 1 in 733 now. How are we doing? How far away are we? Gone around all of this lot. We go through T-Bay, and then there's a long kind of wiggly and then straight section, and then the top of that is Shap Summit. So once we hit there, we will call it a night. Or if we grind to a halt, we'll call it a night there. We're now on a nice flat section, so if we could gain some speed here, that would be brilliant, actually. That is a very good way of describing it. The AI fireman is very consistent, but it can't adapt. So it doesn't know that there's a big hill coming up ahead of you, so it can't sort of stoke the fire, and likewise when you come into a nice downhill gradient, it doesn't know not to throw a load of coal on. It can't manage the fire in the same way that a human can. Again, one of these days I'll be brave enough to try this with the AI fireman turned off. But as it stands, I'm not that brave. I've never learnt my way around AI firing. Around manual firing in this. And this river valley, absolutely gorgeous. Stunning part of the world. It's one of my favourite bits of the journey up to Carlisle, this bit. If it was multiplayer, that would be great, because you could literally have someone driving and someone else firing, and that would be perfect. Does Train Sim World 2 support multiplayer? Just a thought. Come on, come on. Might even get this up to 50 for the big climb. How are we doing? Where are we? Okay, we pass our next big landmark, and then the next set of sidings and the like is our destination of Shap. We're going to abandon Hardendale because it's just a little bit further than I would like to go. And I'm mindful it's 10:05 and I would like to go to bed. turn the sander off just to see if that will help increase our speed. I don't know, but I know our speed is still going up. Slowly but surely. Come on, 50 miles an hour. If we can go into this climb with 50, I will be very happy indeed. Beautiful. Right, we'll stick the sander on again. No, 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 we don't want to lose that speed. Did I just hear the AWS go off? Or am I imagining things? Right, this is T-Bay, so here comes the long slog up Shap. Hold on to your pants, folks. This is going to get interesting. One in 145. Not bad. Excuse me a moment. That's better. You know when you think you're going to sneeze and then you don't? That's really annoying. Anyway. 1 in 145. This is just the gentle bit. Open the regulator all the way. And then just adjust the reverser just to see. I think for this hill, it's just a case of how little speed you can lose. If we can make it to the top, I'll consider that a win. It's a marathon, not a sprint. 1 in 143. It gets really steep in a minute. This is where we would have wanted the banking engine. But never mind, it's too late for that now. Just going to throw Evening Star here at the hill and hope for the best. But I'm very much of the opinion that if you had a competent fireman and a competent driver, of which I am neither, you could do this without a banker with the kind of train we're running at the moment. Just have to see what the game throws at us now. Come on. At this point, it's not about picking up speed, it's about how slow you can lose it. Oh, that's really quick. It's far too quick. Come on. Come on. 1 in 75. This is the big bit. Come on, gal. Oh god, the speed is just dropping off. Ah, this is so frustrating. This is where you needed the banking loco. Just that bit of extra thrust at the back would have just been really nice to have about now. Come on. Right, come on, final stretch. It's got to be about 3 or 4 miles. That's it. We're so close. Don't fail me now, gal. 1 in 75. 36 miles an hour. God, come on. Keep it going. That's it. Oh, blimey, we're actually a lot closer than I thought. It's just this last little slog, maybe a mile or more. Come on. Come on, let me win this one. Come on. This is frustratingly slow. Come on. Oh, that is so tantalizingly close. Come on. This is where you could have really done with the extra pushing power at the back. It's not a long train. They used to take trains much longer than this up, chap. But 24. Oh, come on. How far off are we? Oh, God. This is tense. 23. Oh no, come on. Oh, hang on. We actually sped up for a second there. That was... no such luck. Yeah, I think it was just a blip. Oh no, come on. 20 miles an hour. Come on. It's so bloody close. This is so frustrating. Basically 2 lots of signals to go and we've hit the summit. Oh god, there's the first set. Come on. 1 in 70. $80 miles an hour. Come on! So close now. It's basically 4 train lengths away. Oh god, I can't watch. Oh. We're building speed again. Oh yes, come on Dave, I knew you could do it. Marathon, not a sprint. Marathon, not a sprint. Oh god, that is tantalizingly close. Yeah, you may have a point there. Saying I can't watch is not a good thing for the driver to be saying. Oh, God, come on. We've drunk through the water. We had something like... Hang on, let me see. What's the tender capacity? Does it say? Should say on the back. Hang on. I can't get near it. Oh, hang on. Can we... If I sort of get in there, can I see it just off there? Right, yeah. We started with 5,000 gallons. We've got 847 and falling. Oh, God, this is tense. I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to make it. Come on, just need you to level out now. That's the summit! Yes! We did it! Oh, yes. Never doubted it. There we are. Right, well, we're rolling into the goods loop, so I'm going to park it here. Roll it through. That's it, and we can stop now. Screenshot that for posterity. Stop. 1 hour, 30 minutes and 18 seconds. So what have we learned? Nothing scientific, but given that we should have had a banking loco and didn't have one, the 66 should have made it without failing, but it didn't. We made it up sharp, and we did it in an hour and a half. I am going to consider that a win for the steam locomotive, which makes it 2 out of 3, which means I have made my point. My own stupid, poorly thought out, irrational point. But there we are. That, ladies and gentlemen, has been my fun little mini-series of challenges where we've tested the limits of steam power. I hope you've enjoyed that. We will do something different on the gaming channel next time, because I'm sure you're all sick of Train Simulator by now. But in the meantime, I would like to say thank you very much for joining me. I know it's gone on a bit later than it normally does, so thanks for sticking with me. Take care, and I will see you next time. Take it easy. Bye!